this is up and running real quick. Hopefully it is. Oh, hang on. I've also got to do something as well. Oh, if it all just use lanes. Alright, there we go. Now let me look and see if the stream's up. Hopefully it is, real quickly. Just gotta do a couple of things. Yep, there it is. Let me make sure my audio is working. Check, check, check. Perfect. And then I'll do this as well. On YouTube. Okay, that's up. And then one more thing. Perfect. So, stream's up and the chat is up. We're all good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round 5 of the Project 1 GT Championship. I'm K1997, your commentator for tonight. And it's a post-commentary feature, and this time we are post-commentary race, and this time we are racing at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for the feature and sprint rounds of the championship. Now, everyone may know Spa as being one of the longest racetracks on the modern Formula 1 calendar, being a total distance of over 7 kilometers, but it's also one of the most trickiest tracks of the calendar. Of course, you got the famous Eau Rouge Raidillon complex, with followed by the middle sector that's has quite a bit of elevation changes, and of course you got the fast left-hander Poulon of turn 10, and then of course you've got the back straightaway, where there can be some overtaking opportunities leading up to the bus-stop chicane of turns 19 and 20. But yeah, there can be some overtaking for pretty much as well for other areas. La Source obviously is another one, and also lean up down the Kemmel Strait towards Lake Combe. Maybe also at Bruxelles turn 8 if you are ballsy. But of course, this is not a Formula 1 game. Of course, we're in GT, so the curves obviously are different compared to that. It's much flatter, and also we're dealing with GT cars, so they're obviously not as grippy as a Formula 1 car is. So, before we go further into the race itself, I'm just going to go over some incident reports just real quickly that happened at Maggiore, which was the super sprint we had last week. Only one thing came out of it. Well, actually, I'll actually mention two things, actually. The first of which was Lunacy getting a 10-second penalty for a collision he had with Roscoe that resulted in him being demoted down from 4th to 7th place. Another big news as well in the max speed camp, and that is the driver Camaro Kid. He is no longer, unfortunately, going to be a part of the remaining part of the series. A new driver by the name of Ben Sticks, I think that's his name, will be full-time, unless you correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think it's Ben Sticks that's going to be full-time now for max speed. Unfortunately, though, he won't be racing tonight. Hopefully, he'll be in the remaining parts of the series. Now, looking into the Drivers' Championship, currently it is Rid 1 that is leading the way on 1,144 points, followed by Lane Everham in second with 1,035. In third is Preza with 962, followed by Lucy in fourth with 882 points. BK in fifth with 791, followed by Jack in sixth with 742. Then Stingray in seventh with 734. Dynamite in eighth with 718. Ballhut in ninth with 690, and Blocky rounds it off with 2,662. In the team's championship, it's currently FP Racing that's leading the way on 2,672 points, followed by Max Speed in second with 2,417. In third is President Engineering with 2,166. Kennedy Motorsport in fourth with 2,097, and then Revo rounds it all off with 1,876 points. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, you may notice something. So, originally the race was supposed to be 17 laps, but before that they did 2 laps, and they had to red flag because apparently Roscoe wasn't able to get into his car in time because he had to go to the restroom. So there will be a substitute driver, and I'll mention that very shortly. But for now, we'll go through the rest of the grid. It is Blocky on pole with, actually, I shouldn't say with because I don't really know what the pole time actually was. I wasn't given it, unfortunately, unless someone can tell me in the chat. But yes, he is on pole. Lunacy will start in P2, followed by Lane Everingham. You did see Blocky is starting on the softs, and then Lunacy and Lane are on the medium tire. Redwater is on the mediums as well in fourth. Stingray in fifth was also on the medium tire. Jack Breslin in sixth is on the softs. Botthard in seventh will start on the softs as well. That's very interesting. Normally I don't see him start on the softs too often. BK in eighth, he will be starting on the mediums. Prezzo in ninth will start on the medium tire. Tim will start in 10th on the mediums, followed by Jamo to Robbie Lowe. That's Dynamite I was going to say initially. Filth Merchant, he is a reserve driver for Staff Turbo for this race. And then you may notice him, that's actually Bags Liddell. I just can't show you his actual name because it doesn't really give you that option, unfortunately. But yes, that is Bags Liddell. He will be driving for Roscoe Arm for the feature race here. He won't be in the next race, though, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, I shouldn't say. Roscoe will be back for the sprint race. But in the meantime, I think we can go ahead and get up and running. So, let's get to it. We got the 5 red lights coming on for this feature race here at Spa. And we are underway here at Circuit de Spa Francorchamps. And look at the start by the Subarus there of Lunacy and Lane Everingham. Into Los Source we go. Blocky, though, manages to hang on thanks to the grip of the soft tire. He still maintains the lead. A little bit of shuffling about towards the back as well, as they now make their way down the old pitch straight up towards Eau Rouge and Radion for the first time in race conditions. Up towards they come now, up to the hill. Getting through pretty much single file for what it looks like. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy going on at the time being, but everyone's getting their single file. Stay right there looking for a move that looks like trying to peek to the right hand side as they make their way towards Lake Combe. Red One looking interested as well, but he doesn't go for anything into Lake Combe chicane. Oh, but the two Kenny Motorsport cars, that is Jamo and BK going side by side. It looks like BK got the worst of that as Prezzo tries to go around the outside. He goes back up. I sort of car there might have gone off or something. Who was that? That was Tim that's gone off. I heard tires screeching. That was Tim that gone off for a moment, and so did Bags Liddell. Unfortunately, BK has dropped down to 11th place now, losing 2 spots there. He's now behind both. Oh, and off to the grass. So that's Jamo there in the left-hand side on, well, his peripheral left-hand side. He's down to 12th place now. Actually, that's oh, hello. That's actually Dynamite. That's also going off as well. Gee whiz. Oh, and a spin for Filth Merchant as well, spinning at the exit of Pouon. Spinning the tires, a little bit of tire smoke. Oh dear, oh dear. Not very good starts there from a couple of the Kenny Motorsport cars. I thought BK would have gone off worse, but no, apparently it was his teammates that came off worse. Oh dear, Tim's gone off quite wide. Meanwhile, up towards the front, Jack's got a penalty already, and after just 3/4 of the lap, or half the lap I should say. Bodod and Preza looking side by side, I think here, heading up towards Blanchimont, the fast left-hander here. Bodod has the inside line, as I think they get through. Bodod gets in front, but meanwhile the other two Breslin engineering cars, as Jack goes down the inside of his teammate Stingray there for 4th place. But out in front though, it's Blocky Rex that's leading the way. and I probably would say that's at least about over 1.2 seconds if I had to take an educated guess. Okay, 16.5, thank you for that. Something also to note too, Blocky is also a Spa merchant in both GT and also in F1 games, as I've seen in the past. While everyone getting a little bit of groups I'm seeing for me. Blocky in a bit of his own world at the moment, but we got some groups here with the Max Speed and Preslin Engineering cars. Right now, hover around in the top 5. Bodod, oh hello, there's going to be some movement here as Prezzo looks to the right hand side. Rivwan's actually dropped down quite a bit, I've just noticed. As almost 3 wide here, heading towards Lake Holm. Oh, Rivwan tags, I think, the Merc. Or no, sorry. Did he tag the Merc? Yeah, I think he might have tagged Bodod there. I couldn't quite tell there for a brief moment. But yeah, he was in the middle of like a 3 wide sandwich there. Rivwan stays behind in 7th. He's gone from 4th, he's down to 7th, 8th place I should say. And I think running wide there was BK in a bit of a sideways moment there for Bodod at the exit of turn 8 through No Name Corner. I don't know why they call it No Name Corner if I'm totally honest. I can't remember why, but anyway. Prezzo's now starting to pull away a little bit from this group. Meanwhile, let's see how we are towards the front. Jax, well, Nate's got 1 second. I did see him cut Rouge and Radion at one point. So, I don't know where the penalty... I'm guessing the penalty zone is at the exit of Stavolo, if I'm correct. Well, there's the indication for him to serve the penalty quite shortly. So, yeah, I will be at the exit of this corner coming up. And you'll probably lose out to Stingray, I imagine. Meanwhile, Rivwan's gone up a couple... sorry, he stayed in 8th. I thought he's gone up a couple places. I was going to say that. Now, Bodod has dropped down to 9th. He's right behind the GTR. And there you go. Jack has now gone behind Stingray to 5th thanks to the penalty. And he's got his brother for company as they make their way towards Lake Holm for lap 2 of... coming towards the end of lap 2 of 15 here at Spa. It is a 5-lap tire minimum requirements, just to keep that in mind. So now make their way to the exit of Lake Holm and making their way towards the source on lap 3 of 15. Still got a bit of ways to go, of course, here in this race. I did see Ridwan. Oh, hello, that's a bit of a bump. Looks like BK got bumped there by Ridwan, and then Ridwan got bumped by Bodod there at La Source. Well, Ridwan's gonna be all over BK's wing mirrors as they make their way out of Radion up towards the Camel Straight. I think BK should at least stay on thanks to the straight line speed of the Supra. Getting through relatively fine. Meanwhile, it's pretty much the same. Up the front, Blocky's still leading, Lunacy's in 2nd, and Lane's still hanging on in 3rd. Stingray trying to catch the 2 Subarus in front of him. Jackson 5th, followed by his brother, then also BK and Rivwan. And I'm also, actually, I was going to ask why does it look so dark? And I just realized it's because they had this in I think in the morning phase of the race, for this race. I think it will be afternoon for the sprint if I'm correct. Oh, it did change before lap? Okay, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know that bit, to be fair. I was just going by what the calendar said. But yeah, I knew you guys had a bit of problems, like, from the start. But I'm running a little bit wide there at the Fania chicane. And running wide there, that might be... Oh, who was that? That's the Supra there. That would be Dynamite, who's gone off there at the exit of the Fania chicane. He drops down to 11th place, unfortunately, because of that little mistake. BK now has a half-second time penalty next to his name, so he'll have to serve that on the next lap. Meanwhile, how the Subaru's going here. Looks like we might have a change for position here. Lane looking to the inside of his teammate. The teammates have now swapped places. The Subarus are now 2nd and 3rd, but now with Lane and Lunacy instead of the other way around. Yeah, it's very interesting to see Spa like this, where it's like, I know this is morning, but yeah, I don't often see Spa like this sort of dark, or sort of gloomy-ish. Although, I mean, rain could be imminent as well. There is a chance it can rain here at Spa, of course, as we've seen in the virtual and, of course, the real life world of all things. Yeah, Ribwan, though, not making up places as I thought he would in this race. Yeah, normally he would be at the front dancing to the distance, and right now he's battling a Supra who he can't seem to get by. He's looking, and now he's going to go for it, deep on the brakes, and he gets past BK there, up to 7th place. Nice move there from the Nissan GTR. Oh, and a bit of sideways there from BK as well. So yeah, obviously we know what the strategy will be for most of the drivers. It's that they're going to go as long as they can on the tires they're on. Especially Blocky, of course, since he's on the softs. He's got a gap, which is a thing he needs. But he is going to be on the medium tire. That is going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage, I think, for him. But of course, we will see how it is towards the end of this race. Because remember, the two Subarus behind him are on the medium tires to start off. Yeah, he just needs to keep building the gap. That's all he has to do. Meanwhile, down in 8th place, BK is going to have to serve his half-second time penalty, which he'll serve just at the exit of Stavelo, leading into the back straight of towards Blanchimont. There you go, serves the penalty. Unfortunately, costs us of time as well for any sort of chance to fight against Ridwan. Ridwan now going to try to close up on his teammate. Yeah, pretty interesting little order we got here. As Lane and Lunacy actually pit really quite early on this stint. Okay, I didn't think they would pit this early. Fair enough, I suppose. So Lunacy's in, Stingray's in, and same with Prezzo and Ridwan. BK is opted to stay out, same with Jack, and Blocky is continuing to stay out. I'm gonna guess Blocky's gonna have to respond to this, otherwise he's gonna lose a fair chunk of time to the two Subarus. There's Tube as well. There he is in 5th. There's Dynamite as well. Let's see, where does everyone that's pitting come out? Well, they'll definitely come out behind Jammo, I believe. Yeah, they're just getting a bit of fuel, looks like, into their cars. Lane's coming out of the pits now. He's on the soft tire. And there you go. He's definitely got enough fuel, but I think he's tagged up with the GTR. He is. Prezzo's actually got ahead. I did notice he didn't fill up to the brim. Lane did fill up to the brim. But let's see what happens here. As Lane now has got Prezzo to deal with down the Kemmel Straight. He will have the slipstream. Goes to the right-hand side. And with the top-end speed, he should be able to breeze by, and he does. So Lane now moves up into 9th place. The leading runner out of the drivers that have pit. Lunacy will try to catch up if he can towards his teammate. There's Riv1 there as well. There's Stingray. So Riv1's actually ahead of Stingray. Interesting there. He also went the same strategy, I think, as Prezzo, because he also did not go to the brim, but Stingray did go to the brim on his tank. And also, yeah, that's right, I haven't seen that, but I was informed of this. Apparently, Filthy Merchant did leave after having a terrible start. Yeah, so he apparently rage quitted in this race. That's why we don't see his name anymore. It's now 14 cars instead of 15. But yeah, that's obviously a big no-no in Project 1 standards. Dude, though, in a different livery, interesting there. He's not on the Motul car. Interesting there. Yeah, because it's supposed to be red Motul cars. SBK now pits in to get off those mediums and onto a set of soft tires. That'll obviously carry him to the end of the race. Meanwhile, Blocky continuing to stay out in a solid white Porsche. Interesting. Love that sound of that V8 engine from that Mercedes. It just sounds so mean. I love that. That V8 engine just sounds so amazing. Meanwhile, though, Dynamite is going to close up on the Subaru of Tube in a few moments, as there is a penalty there, I think, for Lane, from what it looked like. Who was it? Nope, it was Red One, actually. Oh, I didn't see him come into frame there for a minute, sorry. I thought it was Lane initially, because it looked like it was the lead car out of that whole group that came out of the source that had a half-second penalty. Red One has a half-second time penalty, so yeah, he'll have to serve that, obviously, on this lap. But this is obviously looking good there for the two Subarus for the moment. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, on my screen, it's just you have the blue Subaru. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, I think that might be the same story with Blocky, because yeah, his car is just solid white Porsche, rather than everyone else that's driving the Porsche has a livery on. Well, that being also Filth Merchant, but he's obviously not here. Yeah, that's very weird. I've never seen that before, but there you go. Oh dear, BK's got 3 seconds. Gee whiz. Oh, he must have cut the pit lane exit line. Yeah, because I know if you do that, you do get a penalty for that. Yeah, the game does dock you for it. So BK's gonna... He also ran wide there out of Stavilo. Or towards the end towards Stavilo, I should say. Well, there you go. BK's gonna be losing time, and same with Ribbon. BK gets back up to speed, but Prezzo just says goodbye to him, pretty much. He does not have to deal with him whatsoever, as Dynamite and Tim now go into the pit lane to get off their medium tires and get onto a set of soft tires, which will be fresher for them. But yeah, they're going to be quite a ways back, obviously. Currently the fastest lap, as you can see, is occupied by Lane Everingham. He has a 2 minute 17.3. Meanwhile, though, the two Subarus are doing pretty decent at the moment. Working together at least. Stingray, though, hovering just at 7th. I'll be keen to see how it pans out once everyone else pits. Present right now occupying 8th. There's Dynamite getting ahead of BK there for 9th place. Yeah, Kenny Motorsports cars. These two just occupying the top 10, at least for now. And hello. Thought BK that would go for a move there on his teammate, but thought wisely just to stay behind. There's Red One right behind those two in 11th place. Tim has got Jammo for company. Here comes the straight line speed of the Supra. Not quite close enough though. Bags though, just staying on the 14th. Just doing what he can at least. It's his first race, so pretty respectful for him to at least try to show up and of course fill in for Revo. Meanwhile, though, yeah, it seems like everyone's sort of spread out in a sense. Still got a bit of a battle for 9th with the two Supras of BK and Dynamite. But Red One isn't far behind those two. He'll be closing in on those two, knowing his raw pace. And Tim, oh, that's a bit wide. Really missed the corner badly. Deary me, Tim. I've seen Apex hunting and I've seen what Tim's just done. Completely missed the Apex there at the Fania chicane. Meanwhile, Lucy does have fastest lap as well. 2 minutes 16.8 is the fastest lap. Blocky still staying out, and his tires have got to be screaming at this point, I'd probably imagine. He's still got about over a quarter left, I think, of fuel to left in his tank. Oh, that's, you gotta be careful not to touch. You do not want to touch that green AstroTurf there in Poulon, or even at the exit of Stavolo. That bit is just no grip territory. It's like ice. It's like an ice skating rink. You touch it, your car's just literally stuck there, and you can't do anything about that. Like two of my Venus graphic bot on here, making their way through the fire chicane. There is the two Subarus still hovering around 5th and 6th, making their way through the left-hander of Puon. Stingray just a little bit too far away. Honestly, I'll be quite honest, I don't really see him catching those two. Knowing Lunacy and Lane's pace, I think Stingray might have to concede where he is. Blocky continuing to stay out for another lap. He's on to lap 9 of 15. Well, about 7 more laps left into the race till the checkered flag. Yeah, no, the Subarus are putting up a really, really good display here. Preza being lonely in 8th, and there's the little bit of a trio going here. Still with Dynamite, BK, and Ridwan, and as I expected, Ridwan is also closed up on BK as well. He's probably about, if I had to take an educated guess, about 7 or 8 tenths behind. Maybe a bit more. Just a bit more though, but not by much. Now the final corner is Prezzo. I like that little shot there, it looks pretty cool. At the exit of the bus stop chicane. Up towards the source. There goes the GTR there. Top 4 still have yet to stop. Blocky's tires though. Man oh man, that does not look good for Blocky. Yeah, Jack's doing better on those tires than Blocky is at least. Yeah, Blocky's tires, they are just shredded to bits. Looks like a change for position coming here. BK goes to the inside of Dynamite. He moves up into 9th place ahead of him into the Lacombe chicane. Yes. Meanwhile, towards the back, Jamo still hanging on at 12th. Tim in 13th, and yeah, Bag still hanging on in last of the runners at the moment. Blocky staying out for another lap. On to lap 10 of 15. He's gonna have to pit at some point. The more he stays out, the more he's probably gonna lose time to these two Subarus. Meanwhile, though, BK, Dynamite, and Ridwan still. Oh, hello! BK's gone off into the AstroTurf there. Oh my goodness! What a save there from BK. Went on to the green stuff pretty much, but because of that, he's lost the position to his teammate there. Oh, and he runs wide again at the exit of Blanchimont. Of course, it's not flat out like a Formula 1 car. Remember, these are GT cars. And BK going wide again. I think someone's gone into the pits. That's 2. Sideways there from BK. Ridwan's looking to the right-hand side. He should be able to get by the Supra, and I think he has. Just about there as they head up towards turn 1 into La Source. Oh, Ridwan going a bit deep there. I think that might give BK a bit of a switchback opportunity. No, he doesn't get by. I had to switch just because I couldn't tell from that camera angle, especially with the leaderboard. Jeez, Ridwan's lag is awful. Well, unfortunately though, he's going to have a very fast, speedy Supra with a BMW engine bolted in its front of the car, pull to the front of the car, try to get past. Nope, he doesn't get by. Can't get through into the column. I thought he would actually initially. Yeah, that's a little fun fact actually. That Supra has an engine from BMW. It's actually from the Z4 car, believe it or not. It's a 3-liter straight 6 inline engine. I think it's from the Z4 if I'm correct. Meanwhile though, still same story with the two Supras. Blocky now peels into the pit lane. So he's in the pits. Jack probably will come in, I think, eventually here. There he goes, into the pit lane. Bit of a tricky pit lane here, and also a bit of a long pit lane. Of course, this isn't the 24-hour pit lane. That would be extremely long. No, it's just the normal one, like you see in F1. But, yeah, there you go. Minotaur is at the go for Blocky, and of course he'll be filling up the car as well. At least he's doing better on the field compared to Jack. Gee whiz. Bottom stays up for another lap. And there are the two Subarus. There's Stingray as well. Blocky coming out. He's on the memes. Where does he come out? He comes out ahead of the two Subarus by quite a bit of a margin, but those two cars behind him have got soft tires. But he does have a lighter car, in fairness. He actually came out in front of Auto, actually, too, I just realized. But still, though, he'll have a bit of a lighter car. Oh, shoot. Hang on a second. Right, my apologies there. I had to do something real quick. Anyway, back to the action. Ah, for goodness sake. Of course my headset dies without warning. I was getting excited though because I saw Red One making a really nice move there through the bus stop chicane. And now there's a 3Y action there heading up towards Lecombe. Dynamite has the outside, but he's got, I think, the corner ahead. And yeah, he's gone just ahead of these two. Red One trying to get by Jag into Lecombe. He now gets by, up to 7th. Yes, thank you for welcoming me back, Lane. And yes, I'm very sorry about that. Yes, there's two things I had to deal with. Something from my mother, and of course, just now, yeah, my headset just randomly dies off without warning. I didn't even hear the thing beep. Yeah, because normally, like, because the headset I got, if it, you know, if you have a wireless headset, sometimes it'll beep telling you, you know, the battery's low and stuff. So yeah, that's the case there. But meanwhile, whilst I was occupied with that little battle, the two Subarus have now got ahead of Blocky. He's now down to 3rd, and Lunacy and Lane are up to 1st and 2nd. Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about the gaps. Is that I wish I could see the gaps on replay. It would really help me a little bit. But obviously, it doesn't, but that's whatever, I guess. But yeah, nope, Subaru's in a very good spot. 1-2 at the moment. Blocky occupying 3rd, Stingray right now in 4th. As we move on to the end of lap 12, we'll move on to lap 13 of 15. Only three more laps left. Meanwhile, though, Prezzo has got Dynamite still. Whoa! That's a bit of a... I don't know if that's slang or if everyone's car just completely wheelied there for a second. Or just did like a supercar style curb pop, I'm not sure. But anyway, looks to the inside, can't get by Dynamite there into the source as they make their way to now the old pitch straight, the GT pitch straight. What will Dynamite put up here? He does, of course, like I said, the Superette does have the straight line speed advantage out of this whole trio, here. Well, oh, hello, Prezzo's gone onto the grass. That's gonna cost him a bit. He's got a bit of grass on his tires. And now through goes his teammate there for 6th. Yeah, running completely wide enough to the point where his tires were dipped onto the grass. So Dynamite moves up to 5th, Ray wants 6th, and Prezzo up down to 7th. Meanwhile, though, Blocky might have Stingray for company shortly. Gap looks like it is closing between the Porsche and the Mercedes. Yeah, the two Subarus, they're definitely long gone, as we know. Yeah, they're right now just occupying 1 and 2. This will be a really strong result here for max speed to get a 1-2 finish. Alpha 5th still raging on. Dynamite still trying to hang on Red 1 for the moment. Prezzo right behind them in 7th. Get a bit on the green AstroTurf there. Oh, Red 1 runs wide. He's onto the green grass, green AstroTurf, sorry. Well, whatever it is, I don't know. I feel like it's AstroTurf at least. But anyway, he loses time there to Dynamite. Oh, they both run wide as well through Blanchimont. Those two GTRs. Kind of allowing BK to catch up just a bit, but he's not really in range, obviously, to do anything for the moment. As we're on to the penultimate lap, on lap 14 of 15. And of course, after this race, we'll move on. I'll move on to the sprints, of course, and we'll do another stream for that as well. Alright, here we go through Eau Rouge, ready onto the Kemmel Straight. Will there be a swap here with the two GTRs? I'll be honest, I don't think Prezzo would want to do that because he doesn't want BK to close up. But of course, just stays behind. I think Prezzo will be more than happy to do that. And meanwhile, though, Stingray has closed up to Blocky. It's now just, I probably would say at least 6 tenths separating these two. It's been tight also with the two Subarus, but they'd honestly just been working together. They're happy with what they're doing. Yeah, that little Porsche's got a big old mean Mercedes right behind him in his mirrors. Blocky just needs to really hang on for the podium. It's going to be a tight finish. It could be a tight finish with the two Subarus if they decide to race each other on the final lap. We'll wait and see. Meanwhile, though, to Blanchimont comes the top two. They will soon begin what will be the final lap of lap 15 of 15, and so far, just been a really good race for them. Lunacy, though, is quite marginal on fuel, I'm noticing. Lane, he doesn't have a problem with that at all, but yeah. Lunacy, yeah, that's, he's got the red fuel icon blinking. I have to keep an eye on that. Same with Blocky and same with Stingray. Fuel could play a factor here in this final lap. Rimwan doesn't have much fuel. Prezzo's got a penalty and also low on fuel. BK, he's got a penalty, but he's also a bit low on fuel. Actually, no, he's actually fine on fuel. Jackson 9th and 2. Doing pretty well in 10th. He's doing pretty respectable at the moment. There too. Meanwhile, yeah, let's see what goes on with the leaders here as we head onto the Kemmel straight towards Lecombe. Lane pulls up to the right hand side, and he's gonna take the position away from his teammate. Oh, but not for long. Not for long there. Lunacy gets in front just for now. Up towards turn 7, down the hill, up towards the negative camber of turn 8. Lane has the inside line. Lunacy, though, goes extremely wide, and that opens the door for Lane Everingham to get past. He now moves into the race lead. Meanwhile, though, just behind them, Blocky has actually pulled a gap between himself and Stingray. I'm guessing Stingray must have made some sort of error somewhere in Lecombe, or maybe at the exit of that chicane. But yeah, no, Max Speed have done absolutely superb so far, working together at least. Yeah, I think that we're gonna have these positions at least cemented. PK running extremely wide there at turn 9, at No Name corner. But yeah, out in front. Yeah, what's been a superb race. Even though they were second and third for the majority of the race, it's been a well team played effort for Max Speed. Can Lunacy, though, get there with the fuel he's got? Lane should be fine. There we go, up towards the bus stop chicane. It's gonna be a 1-2 finish, and I think this is gonna go to Lane Everingham. What a superb race indeed. Out of the final corner, up towards the line. They get to line up next to each other. They cross the line, and it's a 1-2 for Max Speed. Lane wins the feature race. Lunacy second, and Blocky holds on for third. Stingray in fourth, followed by Dynamite in 5th place. Not a bad effort considering he had a bit of shenanigans on the first opening laps. Very nicely done. Red one, 6th place, followed by Prezzo in 7th, and Jack in 8th place, but got BK behind. He should be able to hold him off. BK finishes in 9th. Tube, though, rounds it off in 10th place. Yeah, top 10 finish there for Tube. Very good effort there for him. Bottom 11th. And then we wait for the others here. Tim, Gemmo, and Bags. Bags will be quite a while, it seems, because he is just coming through. He's just about to come to No Name corner, I should say. There you are. Tim finishes in 12th. And Jamma will finish in 13th. And I think because Jamma will be in the sprint for this race, he will be starting at pole position for the sprints. Bags obviously will not be in the sprints because Roscoe will be able to come back for the sprint, but for Roscoe, he will have to start from the very back of the grid. And I think also Viper, who is one of the owners for Revo, will be racing as well, but he will start also from the back of the grid as well. But yeah, there we are. Feature race done and dusted. We'll just wait for Bags to cross the line and then we'll end the features part of the race from here. And then we'll move on to... A little bit sideways there, Bags. Cuts the pit lane entry in process. There we go. He now crosses the line. The main thing for FP Racing is that they at least score points. Alright, well that is this feature. I will get the sprint up momentarily. So, yeah, stay tuned.